Hi, this is Brad with Copper Creek Cuts, a lawn care company in Northeast Florida, and today we are taking a look at the brand new Sunseeker Orion X7 robotic lawnmower. That's a mouthful. Now this video is primarily going to be a first look at everything that comes with the Orion X7, the install process and first thoughts. It will not be a long-term dedicated review. Obviously this is a brand new machine, so we aren't able to give you that. There will also be chapters in this video, so you can skip around if there's something specific you're looking for. And just a brief note on robot mowers in general. I have been running this YouTube channel for almost 7 years, and in that time, I have received dozens of requests to make videos on robot mowers. But I never have up until now because all the other ones that I've been approached by, you have to install wiring all along the perimeter of your yard, and that's a pain in the butt. Nobody's going to want to do it. The other thing is that where I live in Florida and in a great deal of the United States, there are grasses that need to be cut between 3 and 4 inches. And a lot of the robot mowers on the market, they don't go higher than 1.5 inches, 2.5 inches. And that simply will not work for many of the grasses in my area, in many areas where you might be watching, and so I can't make a video on a product that I know won't help people. None of that is a concern with the Orion X7. There are no wires to run for the perimeter boundaries, and this can cut up to 4 inches in height, and I believe down to 0.8 inches in height, which I'm never going to cut that low, but I know some of you folks, you've got those golf courses you need to maintain in your backyards, right? So the cutting height will work for a much wider variety of people than any other robotic mower that I've seen yet. Now let's take a look at the mower itself, and I think it'll be most helpful to show you the bottom of it first, since that's where a lot of the mystery might be. This machine has 3 wheels, all-wheel drive. That means all of these wheels are powered. This is not a free-spinning caster that requires these 2 drive wheels to spin it. This rotates and drives on its own, as well as do these. Because of this all-wheel design, the X7 is going to handle slopes and irregularities in the lawn much easier than it would a system that doesn't have this all-wheel drive. In addition, because of this design, you'll be able to handle much more rugged slopes up to a 70% capacity. There's other unique features on this machine as well, like obstacle avoidance. Here you can see it does not want to run over those sticks because it senses it as an obstacle it needs to avoid. It also features a floating deck with automatic cutting height adjustment. It's all controlled from the app and is extremely easy to change. There are 2 cutting plates, which you can see here. As they spin, these blades, which are double-edged and double-sided, will spin and pivot. You can see here that the blades will not contact each other because they are staggered and there's an overlap. These blades give a 14-inch cutting width. Now, of course, while you would never want to mow the lawn with a 14-inch lawnmower, it would take you forever, right? That is not a concern for a robot mower because they run all the time. It's not a once-a-week thing with these machines, I guess unless you program it that way. But the idea is that these cut the lawn more often, more frequently, to keep it at a shorter cut height. That way you have less clippings, and it's overall a healthier way to mow the lawn that we really wouldn't do ourselves just because it takes too much time. Flipping this turtle back, right side up. Again, I think one of the more important things to stress about this machine is that the setup is going to be much easier than some of the other robot mowers that you can purchase because of the fact that there are no wires, and it just finds out the boundary using your phone, using the boundaries that you set, and it makes it a lot simpler to set up. Now, how does the mower actually know where it's going? Well, there's 2 cameras here. They use V-SLAM technology. That V-SLAM technology and the cameras are what power the artificial vision and deep learning system so that the mower can see its surroundings. That, combined with RTK satellite information, leads to a positioning and navigation system that Sunseeker has developed that's going to put this mower ahead of a lot of other options in the market when it comes to the machine knowing exactly where it is down to the centimeter. These 2 prongs are what connect to the charging base and allow the machine to recharge itself. We have an emergency stop button should anything go wrong, and then a control panel with a power on, up, down, start, home, and OK button. Now we'll get in more of this as we actually set the machine up. Right now it's booting up. There is some connection process that you need to do with your phone, with the base, but we'll go over that shortly. This is the base that the mower returns to when it's done. This is how it gets its charge. On the underside of these two flaps, there are metal connectors that go into those prongs I showed you. And this is the last piece of the puzzle, the RTK antennas. The RTK unit on the base and the one on the mower are constantly communicating with satellites and each other, so this mower always knows exactly where it is. Those are the components in the Orion X7. Now let's go ahead and show you how to install it. So while everything is plugged in and coming online, I do want to stress what you see me doing here is a very impermanent installation. I wouldn't recommend this for your house. I'm on a vacant lot that is adjacent to my property. And again, this is all just a demonstration to show you the setup process. This isn't a long-term review. So I think using this vacant lot will work for our purposes in the video today. But if you see this and you say, that's not really how I do it at my house. Yeah, I agree with you. It's not how I do it at my house either, but this is just a testing video. And now at this point, we'll just go through the installation process. So we have found an ideal location to install the charging station on a level floor. We installed the RTK base station. We've connected the power wires. We've put the mower in the charging station, which brings us to the next step of downloading that app. Now, I have already done that. The easiest way to get this app on your phone is simply to scan the QR code on the sticker on the back of the mower. Now, one thing to note on this app, they are constantly upgrading and changing it, so there are some changes in store for a future date. When you see this, it will likely be different from the version I have. Your version will be newer, updated, and better. So just a heads up, things may look a little different. So now using remote control, we are designating the work zones. And while this is a bit of a slow process, this is only a one-time thing. Once the boundaries are mapped, it remembers them. All right, and now we'll stop and confirm we want to save that map. Here you can see a little printout of what we just walked around. So now let's move the guy over to where we don't want it to cut so we can do our no-cut zones. We are going to circle around that tree as close as we can. First, let's now start an obstacle, a non-movable object. We're ready to start mapping. All right, now we'll stop that and confirm. And now we have this little area where it will not mow. So now on our app, we can see how much of the area it has covered versus how much it has to cover, how much working time is left versus how much it has worked. And now we're just gonna go ahead and start mowing. So that is the Orion X7 robotic lawnmower from Sunseeker. Is it gonna work for you? Well, you're the only one who can answer that. Hopefully I gave you some of the information that you would need to do so. If you're interested in more information, there will be all the links to their socials and their websites down in the description and the first comment. And if you're interested in getting one, they're offering early bird savings of $300 from March the 25th to April 15th. Feel free to leave any questions down below in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them, but their websites might be the best place to get more information if you're interested. A special thanks to the folks at Sunseeker for sending this machine out for me to demonstrate for you, and an even bigger thank you to you folks for watching. Without you watching, I wouldn't even be able to make videos like this. So thank you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.